Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here today. We're seeing people come in, so welcome. We've got a nice group today, mostly people from Arizona community colleges, a few of our partners from out of state. So hello all over the United States. All right, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Well, good morning. My name is Kathy Silberman. I'm from ASU Academic Alliances. We have this wonderful series called College Connections to connect advisors, counselors, faculty, anybody and everybody who works with transfer students at the community colleges with ASU's colleges and schools, and gives you an opportunity to get into those deeper conversations about academics and everything that you need to know to fully support your students who are considering transferring to ASU. So this morning we have the Thunderbird School of Global Management with us. And after they share all of their great information, I'm going to share some information about my path to ASU and some upcoming events that we have for you as well. But I will turn it over now to Taylor Miles and Jasmine Hydro from the Thunderbird School of Global Management.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great Wednesday so far. And yeah, thank you for being here today. Kathy, if you want to just go to the next slide, we can go ahead and introduce ourselves. My name is Taylor Miles. I'm the coordinator for our undergraduate admissions with Thunderbird. So I help prospective and incoming transfer students through the admissions and application process. And then I'll go ahead and kick it off over to Jasmine.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Hydro, and I'm the Academic Success Advisor for Thunderbirds. So I work with Thunderbirds from, their first admission to ASU all the way to graduation to ensure that they're getting all those degree requirements, in the best way possible that works for their plan.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah. And then Rachel, I don't know if you want to introduce yourself as well. Say hello.
Sure. Good morning. Jasmine and Taylor are presenting this morning, but I just wanted to say hi. My name is Rachel Moe. I'm the Associate Director of Academic Services. So I work with Jasmine in advising as well as student engagement and student success. So thank you for joining us today.
Perfect. Well, we'll go ahead and get started, kick it off, kind of just give you that brief background of Thunderbird, how we started, and yeah, where we're at today. So we were founded after World War II. Flightmen from World War II came back and they wanted to learn international business skills, right, to make the world a better place. So that's where we started and then have moved forward into today. So with that, our vision, I love our vision. Some really things are bolded in that yellow color. So we go beyond traditional business education. So a lot of people coming to Arizona State or just maybe wanting to learn more about business schools, we get that question a lot. Like, what is the difference maybe between Thunderbird and WP Carey or other business schools? We really go beyond that business education where we're bringing in that global capacity and global scale for our students. So they're going to get those traditional leadership management skills. However, it's always bringing back that global piece and that global mindset. Along with that global thinking, right, we're merging technology into that. So we're really focused on the fourth industrial revolution and how can we use our technologies that are constantly evolving within the classroom and for our students' education, right? And then with that, all coming together to create those future industries and ecosystems in our world. Awesome. So I love this slide. It highlights basically kind of what we just talked about, right? Creating a better future for our planet. That's what all of our students are about here at Thunderbird. This slide is a great depiction of all the different things that we do at Thunderbird and kind of places that we can highlight. So I'm just going to go through them, starting off in that top right-hand corner. That is our Thunderbird Global Headquarters, and that is where all of our programs reside. So originally, right, we were founded in Glendale. If you're familiar with Arizona Christian University now, that's where our original campus started. And then we merged with ASU in 2014. And then from there, that's where our undergrad programs are at West Valley campus. And then we built this building in 2022 is when it first opened for our graduate programs. Now coming fall of 2025, we're going to have all of our students under one roof in downtown Phoenix. So that's really exciting for us and our programs. If you ever want to come take a tour, we're always open to have you all come visit, and I can share that information after our presentation today. Along with that, just moving through these pictures, to the left of that photo is showing some of our technology. This is our volumetric capturing that we have. Basically, it builds a 360 visual of you, kind of like an animated character, and you can display it. It'll talk to you, connect. It's a great way for more knowledge to be spread. Some other great tools, technologies that we're using in the classrooms and just for students to further their education. Down in that left-hand corner, we have students sitting in one of our pods. We have language pods here at Thunderbird where students can learn or practice another language. So that's really popular to our programs, which we'll talk a little bit more about, but is getting into those language courses. And so you can sit down in these pods, connect with them, and engage and practice that language. And then below that, this is a tool we've kind of seen phased out, but we are moving into different technologies. But just to give you an idea, we're really collaborative here at Thunderbird. So we use a lot of those technologies to support our students in that collaboration. So as you can see in that photo, they're getting together and working on projects, that kind of thing. But that's just a little bit more of an overview. Can go to the next slide, Kathy. Perfect. So again, just to highlight what we do at Thunderbird, we think beyond borders, right? That's really important to us, keeping that global mindset at the forefront. So embracing diversity with that and that cross-cultural collaboration. We're also really focused on building sustainable systems around the world. So sustainability, innovation with that is really important. And then, right, we want to tackle real world challenges. What's going on? How can we use those leadership management positions and characteristics to create solutions? So that's just to highlight a little bit more for you there. And then what type of students are we looking for at Thunderbird? So kind of briefly have mentioned, right, our students are interested in those business foundational skills, working in a leadership management environment, along with that, right, taking in that global piece. So a lot of them are looking to work international, work abroad. They might be interested in going and studying abroad for their education. Along with that, right, learning another language, experiencing new cultures within their program and their work, working to build on those interpersonal, cross-cultural communication styles, and then just continue to grow their business and reach those goals. So that's a little bit more about our students and what we look for. Awesome.
Thank you,
Now,
Taylor.
yeah, of course. Kick it off to you, Jasmine.
All right. So undergraduates in our degree program have the choice of three different major tracks. So they have the Bachelor of Global Management in International Business and Culture. They have the Bachelor of Global Management, International Business, Language and Culture, which requires a foreign language through the 202 level. And then we have the Bachelor of Science in International Trade. The Bachelor of Science in International Trade is a bit more quantitative in focus than the Bachelor of Global Management. And by that I mean Bachelor of Science students will be taking calculus, brief calculus, calculus for business analysis. They also take an upper division economics course. They take a global risk course. They take some logistics and supply chain courses. And that STEM certification provides them with additional OPT after graduation. Um, and then all of our students are well prepared to enter into our accelerated Master of Global Management program, which is a 4+1. Many of you may be familiar with 4+1 programs, maybe in brief, but it's a way that students can really access graduate level coursework and an undergraduate tuition prize for 12 credit hours before they move into their graduate school program. Course overview. It's wonderful. Our students take so many great courses because there's a mix of general studies, upper division electives, but generally Bachelor of Global Management. All students take Principles of Global Management. That's our TGM 101 course. Very often our dean of students teaches that class. There's a picture of him right there in the blue shirt. That's Dr. Roy Nelson. Um, Accounting for global organizations. So when Taylor spoke that you're getting business fundamentals, you are getting business fundamentals, but what sets us apart is the focus on global organizations. Marketing, you're going to take accounting at WP Carey, but we're going to focus on global organizations, marketing as well, states and markets, regional management environment. How does someone enter a regional cultural management environment in another country? That's important for our students to know when they're going to be working cross-culturally, especially in developing industry. Global entrepreneurship, fantastic. So all of these courses in the Bachelor of Global Management, students are going to access in international trade as well. Big data, all of our students take big data. International economics, that's our international trade. That's an upper division international economics course. Supply chain's very important to business logistics. And supply chain will always focus on the global supply chain, but we really get intensive with global organizations and logistics. Global risk assessment and management, definitely important for students who are going to be focusing on international trade, whether that be at the government level or at the executive level. And of course, international trade and regional agreements. You have to know how business is conducted and business agreements are made between countries to be effective in those roles. Applied learning focus. At Thunderbird, to graduate with one of our degrees in the undergraduate level, all students are required to take an internship that has a focus on global, we call it a global component, but it has to have a focus on global business. Whether the students are working with customers in business development across borders, international marketing, research, business expansion. Many of our students will also do an internship abroad in another country. And then we also partner with the ASU Global Education Office to offer a remote internship for our TGM 484, where students work with a company outside of the US to drive their business development, marketing, social media, sales, logistics, management, cybersecurity. Our students are really taking what they're learning in their Thunderbird classes and applying them in a broad array of fields, which is just kind of one of the beautiful things about business. We have our capstone program. If we could go back, I wanted to talk about the capstone seminar, and that is where our students work in team to solve a real world business need in their senior semester. Okay, now we can move. Next slide. All right, internship examples. Siemens, Vanessa O'Neill, I worked with her when she went to Siemens, and Siemens is a multinational conglomerate that is involved in industrial automation, energy, and transport, and she worked in global operations support. She has moved on to our 4+1 Master of Global Management program as well after she finished that internship. Humberto Camacho, he worked for the Attorney General Alliance. That's a partnership between attorneys general in the US and Mexico. So they do cross-border relations and professional development. And then Nicole Spreitzer worked for the Global Chamber. And the Global Chamber is a global chamber of commerce that brings together many companies around the world to develop business opportunities and business networking. So that's just a few of the many, many internships our students go and do. And as Taylor spoke about earlier, our students take those classes at our global headquarters in downtown Phoenix. Our entire program will be up and running for fall 2025 at the downtown. I myself am set to be at downtown in June. So we're really looking forward to the networking opportunities for our undergraduates and our graduate students. One of my students just came to me last week and she got an internship at a startup that she is doing with one of our graduate students. Our graduate students has done a startup international financial management company, and she met with him and got hired to work in an internship to kind of get in on the ground floor of that startup. So I mean, we're not even fully moved yet, and those connections are already, building. All right. As some of you know, transfer courses. So students can take many ASU general studies at the community college level. Courses that students need for our program. CIS 105 is required for the Bachelor's of Global Management tracks and International Trade. Math 117 is the minimum math required for the Bachelor of Global Management. International Trade majors can take wherever they place, but they should plan on going all the way to Math 211 or 271. Economics 211 and 212. At ASU, students have to have Math 117 or Math 210 to access. They have to have a math class before they can take economics. We like both of those. Com 225. These are all ASU course prefixes and numbers. Com 225, public speaking. Statistics, STP 226, but we also accept the equivalent Econ 221, which is when students take maybe a WP carry track. Accounting 231 and 241, those can combine to meet our TGM 200 global accounting requirement. And I believe at the community college, that's accounting 111, accounting 112, and accounting 212. So that's kind of a 3-semester sequence. Or your student can wait and take TGM 200 with us. I'm happy to talk with you via email if you have specific questions about students or what they should be taking, if they're thinking about transferring to us. And then, of course, that's all in the My Path to ASU. And here's some wonderful pictures of our students. These are recent students and our director. There we go.
Yeah, those were such fun events, and that's a big part of our programs here at Thunderbird too, is making sure our students can network, get connected, get engaged with all different alumni and faculty, current students at both the undergrad and grad levels. So we love to have our events, which we'll talk about in just a few slides on getting connected. But Kathy, you can go ahead and go to the next slide. Perfect. So with all that to say, right, where do our students typically go after graduation? What type of roles are they looking to go into? Again, with that foundational skills that they're receiving in business, building on those leadership management roles, that's where a lot of our students are going to end up post-graduation. So right into those management titles within various different business environments. Our students, right, are also interested in maybe working in nonprofit work, governmental agencies. So you'll see a lot of those listed here as well. But I would say, and Jasmine, feel free to chime in as well. But a lot of our students, are going into general management positions, sales management. We're seeing a lot of students go into the supply chain field as well right now. Again, this is just a comprehensive list. It's not only what they can do, but this is some of our popular career paths that we see students move into.
Yes, I absolutely agree.
Perfect. So super important, right? Keeping the conversation going. How can we engage with you? How do we engage with prospective transfer students and supporting them maybe into coming into Thunderbird? So communication wise, we have pre-recorded videos on our website, specifically even geared towards our transfer students. So I love to have those highlighted where, individuals can go and look at our transfer students' stories and kind of how they ended up at Thunderbird and what their experience has been like. Also with that, degree overviews and more of kind of what to expect during the Thunderbird experience. We have a great videographer who puts together so much content for our programs and for Thunderbird. So he has a lot of fun with it, and there's so much good content to see with that. As well as student engagement. So we have our Thunderbird student government here on campus where our students get involved to support current students implementing, policies or things to make their experience better. And then also our international student clubs on campus as well are really popular for our students to get involved into. I don't know if maybe Rachel or Jasmine, you want to touch more on those, but those are just some of our engagements for our students. And then student connections. So big part, right, is making sure that our students have a smooth transition when they transfer into our program. So that's what our campus ambassadors and peer leaders are here for. Campus ambassadors are going to help students through the admissions and enrollment process, making sure they have a smooth transition starting in class. And then peer leaders are there throughout their entire time at Thunderbird to stay engaged and stay connected with them. And then we do tons of different student interviews and panels on campus to provide our students with knowledge and information through their academic journey, whether that's maybe study abroad panels or it's it's finding an interview placement. Semester at Sea is a really big program that we have here at Thunderbird that our students get involved with. And then always we have our T-Bird Connect as well. This is a great platform for our alumni and students to go on. Maybe events are posted or job opportunities, ways to network and stay engaged, kind of like a LinkedIn or Handshake for our Thunderbird students specifically. And then, recruitment events. We have all of the Arizona State led recruitment events. So your Experience ASU, Sun Devil Days, orientations, we're all involved in those. I myself host information sessions monthly where students can get involved for more information as well. And then again, we always do tours of our global headquarters if you'd like to come on in and visit. And then I always love having one-on-one conversations, and that's something that we can always get booked as well.
Louise had a question.
Yeah,
Hi,
Louise.
Hang on, Louise. Sorry, I'm trying to find your name so that I can
I allowed to talk, but
unmute
he's
you there.
muted. Hi, Louise, you are muted. There we go. Hi, Louise, did you have a question? I guess we'll just move on.
Sorry if we're having any technical difficulties. If anybody has any questions, Luis, or anybody else, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'll also click on allow to talk for everybody, just in case somebody would rather talk. Oh, no problem,
Nope.
Luis.
Thanks, Louise.
No worries. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to send them in the chat as well. But that's really it from our side. This is a great tool if you want to take a picture, screenshot it of our different contacts. So website, emails that you can reach us, phone number, social medias to stay engaged and see what we're doing. And then that QR code takes you to our website as well. But that's it on our end. I hope that you were able to learn a little bit more about Thunderbird and the transfer process into our programs. As always, if you have any questions, we're happy to answer them.
Thank you so much. And go ahead and keep thinking about those questions for the Thunderbird team. They're going to stay on while I'm talking to you about my path to ASU and the upcoming events. Go ahead and put them in the chat, and we'll also have some time at the end too if you'd like to speak out. So as I said, I'm from Academic Alliances. Our office is here at ASU to support you all as you support transfer students thinking about coming to ASU. And some of the benefits of my path to ASU that you want to keep in mind when you're working with your students is that students who sign up for my path to ASU save time and money overall on their education because they're maximizing transfer credit, taking all of the classes that they can with you that will count towards their associate degree and their bachelor's degree, and then transferring and being right on track for the bachelor's degree. They're also not taking classes that are inapplicable unless they have some other reasons for taking different courses. But nobody likes those bad surprises when you find out you took something you didn't need to and didn't want to. So it helps them stay on track and minimize that loss of that potential loss of transfer credit. Students who are on my path can track their progress all along the way using my transfer guide, which I'll show you in just a minute. And they receive personalized communications from us. Right information at the right time. We don't encourage them to transfer over right away. We want them to stay with you. We want them to finish their associate's degree if that's what they want to do. And really, like I said, maximize that transfer credit. We just want to get them information, connect them with ASU, provide contact information and opportunities to help them make the best choices that they can and help them feel supported throughout their transfer journey. They also can talk to our transfer coordinators at any time. All of you have a transfer coordinator who is assigned to work with your students and with you. And if you ever need to get in touch with that person and you're not sure who it is, please let us know and we'll get you connected with them. And then also students earn guaranteed admission into the program of their choice. So not just into the university, but also into their major when they've met all of the requirements that are listed on the My Path to ASU pathway. And there are a handful of majors that do require some higher admission requirements, not necessarily in Thunderbird though, but I'm not an advisor, so I'm not going to get into the details on that by any means. But if there's anything extra for any major, it's on the My Path to ASU pathway. And so it's a great centralized resource to use in conjunction with what you provide them at the community colleges so that they know what to take. And then here's a look at the tool, that link on the side. And if anybody would like a copy of the presentation, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and send it to you all just so you have it. I was going to say put it in the chat, but I'll send it to you. And if you don't need it, no harm done. But this is a great way to look up information for students quickly, answer their questions, check on requirements, compare majors, that kind of thing, without having to sign up for an account. And so I'm going to go ahead and play this quick video for you. All right, we have over 1.5 million courses in our course bank, so that have been evaluated from community colleges and other universities as well. So chances are that the articulation is very well laid out. If you have any questions or if you're thinking we do have an equivalency to that and it doesn't say that, please let us know if there's any questions that you have about the articulation. We can connect you with our academic transfer credit solutions team so they can take a look and correct anything that might need to be corrected or add a note to help guide the students appropriately. And so signing up for My Path to ASU, if you are working with students at the Maricopa Community Colleges, you have a separate sign up process that works with your student information system. And so we're going to do that first, and then we'll go right into the sign up process for all of our other partners in Arizona and nationwide. And so for Maricopa Community Colleges, these are the sign up steps. There is this website that I'm sure you've been to quite a few times, just for Maricopa Community College students and advisors who are considering ASU. And on it, you see those two maroon buttons. And on the right, My Path to ASU Majors is the tool that we just looked at so that you can explore majors, look up requirements, and not sign up quite yet. And then when students are ready to sign up, they can click on that sign up button for My Path to ASU. Just also as a word of reassurance, if students change their goals, their major, and they want to change their pathway, all they need to do is sign up for a new pathway. We look at the most recent one as the one that they're on. So there's really no downside to them signing up for My Path to ASU when they first even consider coming to ASU. Once they click on that sign up button for My Path to ASU, they're taken over to Maricopa's site where they sign in with their MEID and password and click login. And then from that point, it's really the same as entering or changing their academic plan. So they go to My Academic Plan. And then this is within the Maricopa system. at the looking at the SIS, they click on Change Plan / MAP, which is Maricopa ASU's Pathway Program, the old name for My Path to ASU. And then you can see that this student is actually in the system for Glendale and Mesa. So maybe the student has moved from one area, from one college to another, or maybe goes to both for whatever reason, and they would change their plan with the college that they're choosing to sign up at, the one they're currently attending. And then they will complete the following components: changing their plan, their term, the primary reason for attending, and their academic plan, and submit that. They'll see a summary of their new plan selection, and so they'll click OK to confirm that information, and they will receive an ASU Right ID within about 2 weeks, and then they could sign in to their to my ASU to get some, important information and to feel connected to the university as well. And then switching over to My Path to ASU sign up for all of our partners outside of Maricopa County. There are 3 easy steps to the process, quite a bit easier than the Maricopa one. So kudos to the Maricopa advisors for guiding your students through that process. And hopefully, as we work together, we are working to simplify that process. So step 1, students let us know if they plan to study on campus, online, or through one of our ASU local locations throughout the U.S. They choose their program, and they submit their personal information, their name, email, phone, and zip code, so that we can know who is signed up for which pathway. They then have access to what's called My Transfer Guide, and they can log in anytime to track their progress. And here's what My Transfer Guide looks like. Looks very similar to what we just saw. It's just a little bit more interactive. All right, you could see this is a close-up of what we were just looking at in the video. You can see that the ASU courses are down the left side. And if you're wondering about equivalencies, you want to read more about the ASU courses, of course, you can click on those links. And then in categories like the mathematics link that you see here, you could click on that to see what the different options are. And down the middle would be your courses, your institution's courses. Students can mark completed or in progress as they go through their courses. They can also print this or save this as a PDF and use it with you through in-person or online advising. And then these tabs at the top are helpful. Course search is really helpful if they've attended any other institutions besides yours, because then they can look up those equivalencies one by one if they would like to see how those would transfer. Now, if they have a bunch of courses from another institution, it'd probably be easier just to go ahead and look at that institution on that exploration tool that I showed you. But if it's just one course, then they can just do that and see where it fits into their plan as they're transferring from you to ASU. And then My Path to ASU is the tab that we're looking at here. And exam search will tell them what credit they would receive for certain scores on exams like CLEP and AP, IB, and so on. Student resources is a little bit of a catch-all, and the resources on there change from time to time as academic transfer credit solutions comes through with different information and updates. And so to recap the process, students create their My Path to ASU, like I just went through with you. They can access that pathway to keep them on track and use that in conjunction with the resources you provide to them for their associate's degree. They complete their path while they're still with you. They apply to ASU, ideally about a year before, if they're coming to us in the fall. and at least one semester ahead of time if they're coming in the spring. And they become a Sun Devil, and then they come on over and finish their bachelor's degree in a timely and efficient way. So we're going to switch gears here to look at our transfer student ambassador information. We have these 4 wonderful TSAs right now to help provide peer-to-peer information to your students. Of course, you can reach them, or your students can reach them through email and phone, and they can also attend a webinar that we have once a month, first Friday of each month from 10 to 11, called Transfer Connections. And so we hope that you'll have your students join us for these. These have become really popular. Also, somebody from Admissions Services is there in the session as well to answer questions. And we're having an in-person event. We're really excited to see as many of you as possible. This one is just local, so I'm sorry to the out-of-staters. But if you happen to be headed to the Valley and you want to come, we would love to have you as well. But it's based on the Arizona Field of Interest categories that Maricopa uses. And those are kind of like meta majors, of course, for those of you outside of Maricopa. And that way you can focus right in on the colleges and schools at ASU that align with your areas of specialization and advising. And so that's on Thursday, April 10th at Gateway Community College in Central Phoenix. We hope you'll join us for this. We're gonna have some refreshments and some giveaways. We're working on some presentations right now, so you can wander in and out of the open house event and go to some presentations from Earn to Learn admissions and veterans and military student support. And then we have 2 more College Connections webinars this year on April 8th and May 21st. So we will hear from the New College of Interdisciplinary Arts and Sciences and from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And we hope you'll join us again for these. So now we're going to open it up for questions for the Thunderbird team or for me. And you're able to unmute if you'd like to talk. All right. Well, I think we must have covered it all. And you guys probably have plenty to get back to in your day. We will follow up with a copy of the presentation, and Thunderbird will throw in any information that they would like to also add in there. Thank you so much for coming today, and we hope you have a great rest of your day and week. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.